Yo, what's up everybody? This is Junior Chicken here, and I have cleared Pokemon X with over 160 hours of gameplay. I've beaten the Elite Four and Champion on my first try, and I have encountered a secret battle at the end of the game, and of course I won that too. And this is my final PokeVlog because I just want to record videos of me playing the game, not telling you how I did in the game because that just slows the pace for me. But anyways, I spent most of my time before going to the Elite Four basically collecting certain items that I needed, because I'm kind of a collector in these games. I want to collect all possible items that I can get in all these different places. I feel like if I miss an item, then I'm not truly completing the game. I also planted a lot of the super effective attack weakening berries. I planted tons of them, except the Chilean berry because that's for normal attacks. And normal is not super effective against anything, so you know. I also planted a lot of citrus berries because that 25% health recovery can be very useful when you're using revives. Because revives only revive half of your Pokemon's health. You can always use 2 citrus berries to make up for the other half. So you don't really need too many max revives as long as you've got 2 citrus berries for every revive you have. I also spent time training up the Pokemon that I wanted to bring to the Elite Four up to about level 63, but eventually I decided, okay, I'm going to have to go for 64 because of some stuff that happened in Lumios, which I'll talk about a little later. But I did, however, encounter a shiny Psyduck. I named it Not Chica for you Five Nights at Freddy's fans out there. So this one has a sassy nature, which lowers speed and raises special defense. And this is a level 7 shiny that I found on, I believe it is... it was like Route 7, I believe. But yeah, this is another shiny that I'm going to try and train to become a competitive Pokemon. I feel like the sassy nature does help it since the Psyduck line is known to be like a specialist type of line with high special attack, special defense. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting Pokemon to train up for me. As soon as my team of 6 for the Elite Four was up to about level 60, I headed on my way to Victory Road. And there is a way that you can create a shortcut. You need your HM slaves with the move Strength, and you can make kind of a shortcut so that if you leave Victory Road for a while, you can come back and skip most of it by taking the shortcut. I got to battle against my rival Serena again, and once again I came up victorious, even with just a few Kalos Pokemon in my HM slaves. If you want to see my battles with Serena, as well as the Elite Four, you can look in the description for a playlist of my battle with the Elite Four and Champion. I continued training on Victory Road until I got my Pokemon to about level 63. Then I decided to do some last minute styling. So I went to Bulbapedia and I looked up certain clothes that you can get on Tuesday. So I had to build up some style in order to get to the Lumiose City Boutique. But during that process, I actually accidentally got some of my Pokemon to level 64. They were already at level 63, but when I was fighting at the restaurants, they boosted up the levels even higher. So I had to fix that and get the other Pokemon that I planned to bring to the Elite Four to level 64. So once I got all my style points and made it into the Lumiose City Boutique, which is actually, I think it's called Boutique Couture, I got myself a nice fedora, my ladies, and a nice aqua hoodie. I actually got the aqua hoodie at the Snowbell Boutique, but I also got some nice black loafers to wear as well from the Lumiose Boutique. And that's the clothes I wore to the Elite Four. So I decided that my team of 6 for the Elite Four would be half Pokemon that I like from the Kalos region and half Pokemon that I like from previous generations. I want to represent the Kalos region somewhat, but there are favorites that I really like that I want to represent. So my first Pokemon was of course my starter, Underdog. You know, I have quite a bit of love for Chestnut. I personally feel like the Greninja hype is too big for what it really should be, and I feel like Underdog is still a great Pokemon, even though it's slow and not the best at special defense. So I gave it Wood Hammer and Hammer Arm for stabs. They're both moves that he can learn naturally, and they both have fair power. You just lose HP with Wood Hammer because of recoil, and Hammer Arm lowers your speed. But I also gave it Rock Slide and Shadow Claw. Rock Slide because it takes care of a lot of weaknesses that Grass type has, such as Fire, Flying, Bug, and Ice, even though he's already got a fighting move to take care of Ice. And I gave it Shadow Claw to take care of the Psychic weakness that his fighting type has. I was originally thinking that I should go for Payback, which is a Dark type move, but then I thought again and figured that since quite a few Pokemon that are Psychics have now gained the Fairy type, it's probably better off if I go with Shadow Claw. So I changed it to Shadow Claw, which is still a decent move. My second Pokemon from Kalos is Pulsea, my Clawitzer. While it is a little frail on the physical side, it's got a lot of offensive power as a special attacker, which gets even more powerful with its ability Mega Launcher, and so I taught it 3 moves to take advantage of it: Water Pulse, Dragon Pulse, and Aura Sphere. Those 3 moves take advantage of Mega Launcher and make them extra deadly, especially with Water Pulse because it also gets the bonus stab. I did not teach it Dark Pulse, however, because another Pokemon on my team has Dark Pulse instead. So I decided to teach it Ice Beam to give it some coverage against Grass types. The third Pokemon from Kalos that's on my team is one that's fairly popular with the common crowd, and that is my Heliolisk Drink Boy. I kind of forgot about Drink Boy, but then once the Elite Four came around, I remembered it. I trained with Drink Boy, I believe, the most before going to the Elite Four, because it was fairly low level, but then I got it built up, and he got some pretty good moves along the way. I was able to teach Drink Boy Parabolic Charge, which, as you'll see from my battle videos, that it actually was pretty beneficial in my victory, as he was able to gain HP from his enemies while attacking. Drink Boy also learned Surf, which is an HM, as you know, and is a popular move to teach him actually, especially with his Dry Skin ability. I taught it Grass Knot, giving it another move so it has something against ground types. Unfortunately though, Drink Boy doesn't have anything to take care of the fighting type weakness it has because it's a normal type, but I was able to teach it Dark Pulse because that's one of my favorite moves and he can learn it. So I thought, what the hell, let's do it. Let's give him Dark Pulse. Of course it also has a Dry Skin ability, but unfortunately I wasn't really able to use it during the Elite Four. But it was very helpful during my training through it, because he was able to face off against higher level water types, and he was able to get a lot of experience from those Pokemon. For the other 3 Pokemon from the other regions that I had on my team, of course I had to get Blue Menace my Charizard up in here, because, you know, I'm getting a bit more love for Charizard now, not because of the Mega Evolutions or the overall nostalgic factor, but from the projects I've been doing recently, as if you've seen on my channel. I taught it Blast Burn for its Fire Stab because, you know, it's ridiculously overpowered move. Too bad he can't move right after he uses it, which kind of cost me a little bit in one of the Elite Four battles. It was kind of funny though. I got Dragon Claw for a Mega Evolution stab. So whenever he Mega Evolved, Dragon Claw would be a stab move. I also taught it Solar Beam because that's pretty much a must when you teach a Charizard. You gotta have it have Solar Beam. I also taught it Dig instead of Earthquake because that way I control my enemies if I was a flying type as this regular form, but as this Mega form, it would actually be a good formidable force against certain rock types as well.
Let's get it now.
And even better. that terrible like judge.
Turning up these rocks. These rocks. It's payback for throwing that water in my face 2 months ago.
To the motherfucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though I walk in the church and burst in a ball of flame.